so simple, so clever, so demure, so mindful. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen, and if you're new here, this is a corner of the internet where I come at you every other week or so and share what I've been making. I do a lot of knitting, I do a lot of crochet, I do a lot of sewing, quilting, and lately there's been a lot of beading, bead weaving. So if you are into all the crafts, if you're multi-craftual, you're in a great place. Gather around, grab a cup of something, and let's get into things. And just a couple of housekeeping notes. I am toying with the idea of reverting back to my old setup where I'm back against my yarn fortress back there, just because I feel like it's always, whenever I sit down to record, 9 out of 10, it's always very dark out and you can't really see what's happening back there. And also, I showed my latest episode to my husband Dennis, and he said my head looks pretty bulbous using this lens. That's debatable, but you know, I don't know. I feel like I kind of miss the old setup, but I also like this one because it's a lot more freeing. Oh, and then I have to worry about cameras falling down like that. It's not always the best situation, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I may be switching things back up again, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I think that is all I have for you as far as housekeeping notes go. So why don't we get into the nitty-gritty of it all? I am full of puns and cliches today, guys. I apologize. But anyway, let me give you an update on my Stromboli sweater or top by Caitlin Hunter. I'm making progress. I'm making progress on the body. And if you're not familiar, this is a sweater pattern that is knit from the bottom up. There are many camps of people that say that knitting from the bottom up is not always the most reliable method of knitting a sweater because you can't try it on as you go like you can with a top-down knit sweater. Bottom up, you know, you are kind of batting 1,000 when it comes to gauge. Sometimes the swatch lies. I am a self-professed non-swatcher. I don't like swatching. I don't want to waste my time swatching. I didn't swatch for this. But I will say, if you are a seasoned knitter and you're familiar with how specific yarns work, like for example, superwash yarn has a tendency to grow lengthwise when you block it. So I kind of have an idea as to how long the body of the sweater is going to be. So yeah, the yarn that I'm using is actually called, I have it right here, a whole skein of it. This is Cloudborne Fibers. It's their Highland Superwash Sock Twist. Here's the label. Really, really lovely yarn. Very, you know, I won't say it's buttery soft, but you know, it definitely next to skin. There is some nylon content in here. It is, let me see, 80% superfine Highland wool, 20% polyamide. You know, it's got a lot of, you know, it's a good workhorse yarn, if you will. But given the fact that I know that there's superwash in here, I know that once I block this, it's going to grow a little bit lengthwise. So, you know, I am following the pattern. I am using the recommended needle size. Again, you know, I've knit several Caitlin Hunter patterns in the past, and I've used the recommended needle size, and, you know, my sweaters have turned out, you know, knock on wood, they've turned out very well, the patterns that I've knit from her. And also because, you know, this is going to have quite a bit of positive ease when I wear it. So I am knitting the smallest size, which has a 40, I'm not looking at the pattern right now, but I think it's like a 40 to 44 inch bust circumference. I'm a tiny person, so I know there's going to be a lot of wiggle room in there. So I'm not really concerned with fit at all, but lengthwise, because it is knit from the bottom up, I am taking that into consideration. Also, I am, you know, the pattern says to knit about 10 pattern repeats. I'm going a little bit more because I do have a longer torso. And also looking at the pattern, I feel like this yarn is, you know, not as drapey, if you will, as the yarn that was used in Caitlin Hunter's sample, which was Mayak fibers. So, you know, same weight, fingering weight, but it's got a lot more drape to it, if you will, because it is yak fiber. Anyway, I feel like I got all scientific on you guys, and I apologize if you're still here. If you're still stuck with me, great, thanks. Thanks for bearing with me. So yeah, here's where I am with it, and my goodness, guys, this is, you know, again, I've been working on this on and off throughout the week, and every time I sit down to work on it, it flies. It goes so fast. Thoroughly enjoying it. And it looks super complicated, but this is all lace. It's all lace. I have the pattern memorized. I don't have to refer to the chart at all. It's just so relaxing. Yeah, and again, Caitlin Hunter patterns, I'm a huge fan. So really, really loving where this is going. And again, I am knitting more repeats to the body just because, you know, I want a little bit extra length, and I know it's gonna, and I know it is gonna grow a little bit. So anyway, kind of, again, flying by the seat of my pants, and just having fun with it. So, you know, I think one more pattern repeat and I'm gonna start separating for the sleeves. So that's where we are. And I am on the third skein of yarn, and I have 6 total. So I think we should make it through. I think we will survive. And I am knitting from stash. So, you know, this is part of a plan to bust through some of this glorious stash that's behind me. I, you know, realize I haven't really been working from it at all. Stuff's been coming in, but nothing going out. So, you know, we gotta fix that. The next project that I have to share with you is a crochet project. I wanted to share this on the last episode, but there was so much to get through. We would have been here all day, so I saved it for this week. But this is the Sunburst Granny Square pattern by a designer called Crochet Me Lovely. It's a free download, so free pattern for you all. And these are so fun and quick to whip up, guys. And again, if you've been with this channel for a while, you know, every time I start a Granny Square project, I get really into it and then I let it fall to the wayside. I know myself very well, guys. I'm very self-aware, and I know this going into projects, but I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. I cannot resist casting this on. But, you know, the squares, they're piling up. They're piling up. I'm going with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. You know, I'm just having fun making these. So that's where we're going with this. And the yarn is my hand-dyed yarns, Voolenvine yarns, using my Smitten DK weight, which is a lovely, lovely blend of 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And this yarn was part of my fall colorway collection, and I don't know, I just got this idea in my head. Like, I wanted to dye like some autumnal semi-solids for the shop, so I just, you know, got crazy with the dye pots and dyed up a whole palette of semi-solids that I thought, you know, screamed autumn, Kristen autumn, if you will. And these 4 colorways that I'm using in here are 4 of the 8 that I dyed. So that collection is going to come back at some point. I mean, happy autumn, guys. We are now officially in autumn here in the Northern Hemisphere. Yeah, autumn sweater weather has arrived. We are officially in it. And I could not be happier. So yeah, anyway, procured 4 colorways from that collection and decided to make some granny squares. So as far as what I'm going to be making with these granny squares, I have some idea. I do have a cardigan pattern in my Ravelry queue that I've been looking at. I'll pop a photo of it here. If I happen to make enough of these, if I happen to have enough squares, these might grow up to be that. If not, they might just become a granny square bag, which I've been wanting to make. And a couple months back, I did cast on for a granny square purse, bag, tote, if you will, and I have not finished it. Again, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. This is just how I work. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this. Where the yarn is over here. Hang on a second. So the colorways that I'm using in these granny squares is this one. This is Lore, which is a delicious chocolate brown. Honestly, guys, this is my favorite, one of my favorite dark colors to knit and crochet with. I love dyeing this colorway. It's like the perfect neutral for me. Brown. I don't know. I love it. And then I'm also using this colorway called Dusk to Dusk. And then this one is Rosé Cardi, or Rosé Cardigan, which is, you know, compared to this one, this is a more cooler, like a cool lavender pink, where this one is a more peachy pink. And yeah, a little warmer, a little cooler, if you will. And then for the center, I am using Golden Hour, which is this really lovely golden ochre. That's crochet. Do I have any other? Oh no, I skipped knitting. I skipped another knitting project, guys. This was a very impulsive cast on. I cast it on last week, literally right after I published my last video. Again, stealing yarn from my own shop updates. This is also dyed on my hand-dyed yarns, Voolenvine yarns, on my Smitten DK base again. Again, I dyed another autumnal colorway palette. Again, I'm all about autumn this year. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm here for spooky season. I'm here for Halloween. It's like 24/7 all year round in my brain. Halloween might not look like it on the outside, but this year I am feeling the pumpkin spice spirit, my friends. I'm so here for it. And I think it's really coming through on my yarns. So I did dye a combination that I fell absolutely in love with, and I'll show it to you in a second. So, we have Outlander. This is Outlander. Cake is looking kind of scraggly, but here we go. We got Outlander. We've got Pumpkin Kombucha. We have Rosé Cardigan. Sorry, guys, had a brain fart there. Rosé Cardigan again. And Shallow Grave. This colorway, Shallow Grave, you can't really tell in the skein, but I dyed this colorway like eons ago, and it did really well. Like, people loved it, and then for some reason I just stopped dyeing it. So it's made a comeback. It's back in the shop. So yeah, we have Shallow Grave, and last but not least, we have, oh no, 2 more colorways. We have Lure again. Again, I'm telling you guys, I'm obsessed with this colorway. So I have Lure, and then, it was just gonna be those 5 colors, but then I had to throw in Sage. So, again, like when it comes to the color wheel, orange and sage are, gosh, what's the word? Why can't I remember it now? I'm having so many brain farts. But anyway, if you look at a color wheel, they're on opposite sides of the wheel, and complementary colors, my friends. So if you look at a color wheel, any 2 colors that are on opposite ends of the wheel, those are complementary colors, and 9 out of 10, they're gonna go together like peanut butter and jelly. Case in point, when you go to a movie, again, I'm wearing my film snob hat here, but when you go to a movie, there's a thing that, in post-production, they do a thing called color grading. So they apply a look to a film. So, you can make a movie, you can film any scene and then take it into the editing room and make it moody, make it bright, make it cheerful. Whatever mood you're going for, that's, you're going to choose a color palette and apply it to the film. So 9 out of 10, what a lot of colorists do for movies, they will usually apply kind of like a teal and orange color grade to a film to make it quote unquote cinematic. It's just like a default cinematic grade. And I think that's why I'm so drawn to these 2 colors. I don't know, guys. Anyway, just some fun cinematic facts, color facts for you guys. But yeah, the color wheel thing, if you're having trouble choosing a color palette for a project, just take out your color wheel, opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, it's a neat little trick. Anyway, I'll shut up now and show you what I actually cast on with those colorways. I cast on the Sea Glass sweater, a pattern by Voolenvine, and they actually have like a whole collection of sea glass patterns. So they have the sea glass sweater, which is what I'm knitting, the sea glass cardigan, the sea glass cowl. I think they have a sea glass tee as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they have crochet versions. I could be completely wrong. I'll correct myself in the down bar here if I am wrong. But I'm knitting the sweater, and I love where this is going. I love how random it is. I love how all the colorways are playing together. And this pattern, guys, it's so simple, so clever, so demure, so mindful.
Very demure, very mindful.
Guys, I'm so late to that TikTok trend. It's ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, it's basically you're knitting 1 by 1 color work every round. I mean, it's just the whole sweater is 1 by 1 color work. So I am, and there was a battery death. Rest in peace. Anyway, one of those days. So yeah, this pattern is so clever, so simple. And don't be afraid when I say that this whole pattern is 1 by 1 color work. So all throughout you're knitting with 2 colors at the same time. It's not as hard or as complicated as it seems. There are no ends to weave in because instead of weaving in ends, you're making a magic knot. And you know, it's very choose your own adventure, which lately is a theme for me. I love like the randomness of things. I love just picking any which direction I feel inspired to move, if that makes any sense. And this pattern ticks those boxes. So you can see here in the back, this is all the color work. These are my magic knot knots, if that makes any sense. So like, yeah, there are literally no ends to weave in. The one, you know, downside to that is that, you know, occasionally a little floof pops out from the side, but you can barely see it. It just gets lost in the jumble. So when I got to this point, when I got here, I decided to throw in, that's when I decided to throw in this sage color right here, just to add a little pop of something, little interest, so it didn't look so, you know, muted and muddled, if you will. Not that it looks muddled, but, you know, just add a little pop, if you will. So, yeah, and again, not swatching. I think I'm knitting the smallest size. I don't know. I have to check my notes, but again, all the information that I mention here is going to be linked to and talked about in the description box down below. And the cool thing about Woolenvine patterns is that they have a whole library. Like when you purchase a pattern, they give you a link and a password to log into their library of video tutorials. So they have a video tutorial for pretty much everything, like how to choose colors for this, how to do the increases, how, you know, just like tips, tricks. It's so great. Yeah, Woolenvine, they're amazing. So definitely check that out. And yeah, this again, sea glass sweater by Woolenvine. It's wonderful. It's great. Scratches all my itches. Sounded really gross. I am gonna have so much stuff to clean up after I'm done recording, guys. My whole sewing table here is nuts, but that's okay. I like the chaos anyway. I think yes, that is it for knitting, for crochet. All we have left to talk about is beading, and I don't know if you can tell, but my beading nook back there, I'm getting so much use out of it, guys. I love that little area so much. It's still coming together, but yeah, we're making it work. So this week I have some really, really pretty stuff to show you because, well, first I just want to say, my little cousin Summer, well, she's not little anymore because she turned 16 recently. Oh my gosh. And I don't know if you're watching, Summer. Sometimes she says she catches an episode. So if you're watching, mwah, I love you. Hello. But I'm going to ask you to go away now. I'm going to ask you to go away. I'll put a little timestamp in the down bar to skip ahead because this is for your birthday and I want you to be surprised. So I love you. Please go away. Yeah? Okay. Hopefully summer's gone. If you're not, if you're still here, you just won't be surprised. But anyway, I made her a little bracelet. Here it is. This is the Parisian Lights bracelet pattern, another pattern by Jill Wiseman, whose, you know, tutorials I've really truly been loving. She's just so great. I love her teaching style. Yeah, so I'm trying to put this on now so I can show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like on, and it's got this ridiculous, I mean, to you guys, it looks like a progress keeper because it has like a little lobster claw and stuff on it. So again, I purchased all these materials at Michael's. These are Preciosa crystals, 2 different sizes. So you got like 8mm and then you have 6mm bicones in there. And then these little seed beads in here are Miyuki size 11 seed beads. This pattern comes together very, very quickly. I want to say in about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, I had a finished bracelet, you know? But yeah, back to this ridiculously huge Eiffel Tower. My cousin Summer, she mentioned that she wants to travel to France one day. And yeah, the pattern, and then I saw the charm and I was like, ah, perfect. So I added it on, of course, because it's so big and might get in the way, she can always unhook it and put it elsewhere. But I thought it kind of added a nice little fun, touch to the project. And then the clasp, the pattern actually has you, suggest getting a size 8mm Preciosa bead, but they didn't have one in the color, this color, so I ended up just from Stash, making one of these little infinity clasps. I thought it kind of, you know, added a nice little fun twist to it. So yeah. So, you know, so nice, so nice. I made it twice. I made another one, guys. This time in red, because I am going to be seeing my aunt. I'm going to be seeing Summer, and I'm going to be seeing my aunt next week. You know, we're having a little party, and my aunt, her favorite color is red, so how to make one for her in red. And this one, they did have the size 8mm Preciosa, and I was able to make the clasp. So, you know, really, really cute. I'm gonna have to make one for myself too, because they're so pretty. They're so pretty, guys. This one is, I think, this type of clasp is a little easier to put on. So there we go. That's what the red one looks like. Again, so much fun to make, and these make such great gifts. You know, birthdays. Yeah. Perfect birthday gift, I think. And I will link to the tutorial down below. Again, she has a video tutorial, and then she also has a PDF pattern that you can download. And the PDF actually comes with size recommendations. So in the tutorial, she just shows you how to put it all together, but the pattern itself comes with more information as far as sizing is concerned and all that good stuff. So yeah, we got 2 bracelets here, and then I have one more that I made a while ago and I completely forgot to show you. So hang on a second, let me go get it. All right, this one is really, really fun. This is the Lakeside bracelet pattern by Potomac Beads, and you guys have heard me talk about Potomac Beads ad nauseum on this channel, but look how pretty and intricate that is. Again, it looks super complicated. I mean, I will say this one did take a little bit more time because you're making a lot of passes. But this was my first time working with dagger beads, and they look like little dragonflies, and I think that's why they call it the Lakeside bracelet, because it looks like little dragonflies, you know, that fly around the lake. And then here's an infinity. I also used just like on here, these little infinity clasps are really great. You actually have to glue in the little cabochon right there. So you can choose, you know, you can choose from silver or gold, and then choose what color cabochon you want to glue in there. Yeah, it's really, really great. So this one, again, another, like, these bracelets are such great gifts. I actually made one. I made one for my mother-in-law. Hi, Carol. I gifted one to her in purple, or like purple colors. There we go. So that's what it looks like. Yeah, I get so much wear out of them too. It's really, really great. And that, my friends, is all the creative content that I have to share with you this week. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to mention. Yes, our epic make-along. So that is our year-long make-along. It is currently underway. It ends January 1st, 2025, but the main idea, the overall encompassing idea of this make-along is to make something in your mind that is epic. Something that when you finish a project, you feel like you've accomplished something huge, you feel like you've accomplished something epic, you feel like you've learned something, you feel so proud of yourself. Again, this could be anything. You know, it's wide open, guys. So, you know, again, whatever your craft is, you're welcome to join. And there are 3 ways to join. You can join via Instagram, you can join via Ravelry, or if you're a member of this YouTube channel, you can join via our private Facebook group. I will leave all the details and links down below in the description box, along with everything else that I mentioned in this episode. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can do that by becoming a member. Just click the join button down below this video or on the main page of this YouTube channel. I will say that if you are using your phone or your iPad, there is no join button. You have to do it from your main computer, just FYI. So yeah, there's that, but you know, if you do join, thank you so much. I do publish weekly bonus vlogs, very, very casual, just catching you up on what I got up to over the weekend, life-wise, craft-wise, just random musings and all that good stuff. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, all right, my friends. I am going to wrap things up. Thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with me. If you've made it this far, thank you. And if you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe down below. I'm making videos for your viewing pleasure every other week. And until the next video, happy making, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.